Now I've already gone ahead and made my vegan cream cheese, and you will find a link in your course dashboard of how to make your own soy-based vegan cream cheese. There's also an option to make it almond. So if you are preparing this for someone who is allergic to soy, there is an almond variety as well. The soy one is very easy to make and prepare, so I've already gone ahead and done that. I would recommend not to use a store-bought one because the ingredients may not set when we bake them. So the almond or the soy-based homemade one is the way to go. So I'm gonna add that. I've just measured it out into my food processor. I'm just using a little one here. You can also just use a hand mixer, whatever you prefer. We have some plant-based cream, so you can use your favorite. You can use a coconut cream, or I'm using the Flora whipping cream. Now this recipe will call for something called lactic acid. Now lactic acid is completely plant-based. It comes from the fermentation process. You may have heard of lactic acid, or in things like yogurt, it's going to give it that tart sort of flavor. If you can't get lactic acid, you can use lemon juice, and there'll be an alternative of how much lemon juice you need to use. But the lactic acid gives it the very authentic tart or fermented sort of flavor that you would find in cream cheese or yogurt. And then we have our setting agent. I'm using some iota carrageenan today. And if you can get iota carrageenan, it's going to give a more authentic texture, but you can also use the agar-agar. We have our potato protein 300 for some emulsification and to give a lovely silky smooth texture. And we have a small amount of cornstarch for thickening, and it's also going to slow down the setting and cooking process, give it that beautiful texture. And a little bit of melted vegan margarine, and that's going to be for flavor and a little bit of fat too. There was also some salt in there too, so that's already gone in. And then all we need to do is just blend everything until it's nice and smooth. We're going to get this going into our preheated oven. Okay, so our cake is ready, our cheesecake. I just wanted to show you guys. So it's actually puffed up quite a lot, almost like a souffle. And when I just give it a little shake, it jiggles. So it's not liquid anymore, it has set. I did actually end up putting another 5 minutes, so I did 30 minutes baking. Now I'm actually gonna let this cool down in the oven. So I'm going to just shut the door here. And I'm gonna let this guy cool down in the oven completely. It is actually going to sink down a little bit. That's totally normal because that's our potato protein is really puffed it up, given that lovely texture that we're looking for, and it is gonna fall down a little bit. So that's completely fine. We're gonna let this cool down in the oven for about 2 or 3 hours before we put it in the fridge for at least 3 hours. So we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna set that aside.